Hello everybody and welcome aboard this Feeling 416 for a look around her interior in detail to give you an idea of her layout, the kind of space she represents and if she might suit you. So as you can see, I'm standing in the saloon looking aft towards the main companionway, and it is a really nice wide companionway with lip over the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, and you're down, and as you can see set into the companionway there is access to the front of the engine, and just while I'm talking about it, there is access to the port and starboard sides of the engine and the shaft line in the after cabins. Very good. As you come down, first thing you to notice is we've got a nice grab rail here which will really help you, and then as we get into the cabin itself, if we're coming up or down, we've got grab rails either side, which is all really useful. And as we traverse through the boat, we've got lovely great big fiddles, we've got handles here, etc., and a compression post and handles on the navigation station as well, so lots to hang on to in a bit of a blow. So when we come down the companionway, if we turn right or to starboard, then turn aft, that brings us to the lovely after cabin. The starboard cabin really is a very nice cabin, I have to say. So with the door closed, we've got a nice big lobby there to pull on our fowlies, wellies, all that sort of stuff, and we've got a little seat there to the left hand side as we can see it. As we move in, we can see we've got a nice little ensuite sink there with hot and cold running water. Very handy if the heads are taken up by the crew early in the morning before the sail. We have some drawers on the outboard side here, and we've got a nice cupboard on the outboard side there with a fiddled shelf and a couple of cup holders by the looks of it too, and a window in the hull there with a shade over it. We have a window above, and we have an opening hatch above and an opening window here and another opening window here, so lots of light coming into this cabin, which is why it feels so bright, and also lots of ventilation in those warmer climes. Looking down, we can see we've got a lovely great big long berth, and it's nice and wide, plenty of room for 2 adults for a weekend or longer, I think. We've got the nice wood finished hull, and generally all around the cabin we've got this nice vinyl, nice and spongy, feels great, looks good, and is a nice place to be. I mentioned the access to the engine, etc., so through this hatch here we can get down to the shaft line, to the bilge, to the aft end of the gearbox, etc., and we can see the starboard side of the engine through this aperture here. Very nice cabin, and I'd be quite happy to spend some time in here, no problem. But let's exit that cabin, and that takes us forward to the galley, and if I just step through the door and towards the midships direction to take a good look at it, you can see we've got a really nice sort of C-shaped galley. Starts here, we've got some nice work surface here. It's very quite unusual to have unobstructed work surface. Lots of boats have a bit of work surface, but it's normally with an aperture in it for a fridge or a bin, etc. But here we've got some work surface dedicated to that, and we're really well fiddled as well, so anything spilling here is going to stay in, unless of course it goes around here, but either way, very good. And these feel nice and solid and something great to get hold of as you're moving around the boat. 3 nice drawers here on the inboard side. We've got a cupboard inside that island there. We've got a cupboard underneath there. Here we've got an opening for a bin. And here we've got 2 nice deep sinks, so twin sinks on this boat, really nice and deep, so that should help reduce the slop. Nice mixer tap there, and we've got a rinse there, so we don't see those very often, so a very nice addition. And then set into the work surface here, we've got what is, I can only describe as an absolutely massive fridge. It goes all the way almost down to deck level, I think, or floor level inside the boat. So a couple of shelves in there, lots and lots of lovely room for lots and lots of food, etc. We have sliding doors behind here. We've got a microwave nestling behind there. We've got all sorts of bits and pieces behind there, lots of room for storage. And if I just step back, you can see we've got a nice large cooker there. And if I lift the lid there, we've got 3 burners and everything you possibly need, and it should be gimbaled, which it is great because it's a yacht, always really useful. We've got a shelf here, which could be a bit of a grab rail, I think, but also we have a nice fiddled shelf above there, and on the after bulkhead somewhere for all the crew's cups and teacups, etc. Very nice indeed. Looking above, you can see we've got great big windows. We've got the big window to the left. We've got on the port side of the boat too. Nice opening hatch there above the cooker to let all the cooking fumes out, etc. And generally speaking, we've got lots of light in here. Doesn't look as light as it could be because we've got big windows at the front with blinds on at the moment, and 1 or 2 blinds around the boat. But look at the headlining, looks in good fettle to me. It's padded vinyl, but looks nice. So always nice if the headlining's looking good. It really brings out the best in a boat. But let's step back a little bit and look down. We can see we've got nice wooden decking down here. There is a lot of wear and tear in the main areas, but actually looking pretty good if you ask me. And moving forwards from the saloon, sorry, from the galley, that brings us to the main saloon. So we'll look at the port side in a moment. But the starboard side here, you can see we've got U-shaped seating. With some storage beneath. We've got a nice pilot berth on the outboard side there. Actually quite a decent sized one, because this boat does have, she's really, really nice and beamy. And we have the wooden lined hull there too. A couple of port lights there in the hull, so that's going to give us even more light once they're taken off. Very nice. And the upholstery does look nice to me too. Absolutely fantastic. The saloon table has been recently refurbished, so that's a bit of a feature. There you go. There's a nice little close-up for you. And it is large. We've got 2 leaves that fold down, so we have another leaf here that folds up to enable everybody sitting down here to eat, which is absolutely lovely. And if you look in the middle there, you can see we've got stowage for several wine bottles, which is obviously very important. As we go around the boat, you'll notice 1 or 2, well, several heating outlets as well, so that's good. And if we just carry on moving forward, down a little step, so that takes us into the heart of the boat. And you can see in the deck head here, we've got hatches with blinds, which is great. And if you just open this door here, we'll just pop through. This takes us through to the forward accommodation, which actually is nice and spacey. So that's the view from the saloon inside. And what I'll do is I'll go in first and just turn to the starboard side, and we'll just open the heads compartment. There we go. And as you can see, we've got a good sized head compartment. We've got something to hang on to. We've got a nice sized sink. We've got a shower, and lots of shelving on the starboard forward side. And if I just pull this one down here, we've got more shelving behind there as well. And we've got a manual head underneath, and with a lid on that as well. So if you want to sit down and have a wash or sit down and have a shower, that should suffice, no problem. Good head height in here. I'd say probably around about 6 feet. Very nice. Let's close the door on the head and look at the forward cabin. So as you can see, we've got a nice it is a V berth, but the infill is always infilled on this boat. So on the left hand side here, you can see that this side is longer, so somebody may be sleeping here, which could make it easier for somebody to clamber into the bed here. So gives you that little bit of flexibility. But either way, nice and wide, nice and long. We've got a lovely great big fiddle shelf all the way around the periphery of the compartment, and as you can see on the port side, we've got a port light here, and I think it's probably matched on the starboard side, with a nice hatch above for light and ventilation, with its own blind as well. So if we want it to be nice and dark, then we should be able to manage that. And again, we've got the nice wooden slatting as well, so it feels like a really nice compartment in here. And we do have some storage underneath the berths as well. Very good. Just turning around and closing the door, this will give you an idea of the sort of room you've got. Sorry about my kneecaps there, but we've got a nice lobby where we can sit and get changed, etc., as per the starboard aft cabin. And then finally, in the port aft corner, we've got a fiddle shelf, and we've got a nice sized hanging locker there too, along with our very own clock and socket. How good is that? So let's open the door and exit towards the saloon. Now there's a view looking from the compartment all the way to the companionway. Very good. And as we step out, we can look on the port side and see that we've got a really nice, reasonable length. The average person would probably be able to sleep here, but either way, we've got room for 3 people to sit. Bit of storage below, bit of storage behind. We've got a fiddled shelf behind, and we've got a big fiddled shelf above, which I think probably may have had a mattress at one point. It looks certainly big enough to be another pilot berth, but you may want to reinstate that. 2 more port lights with blinds as well. So with all of that off, it's going to be ultra bright down here and absolutely lovely. But let's move aft towards the navigation station. So here we go. There's your navigation station. Nice seat here with storage beneath for ropes or tools, etc. Bit of a featured drinks cabinet. I really like this. This was tailor-made for this boat. The owner varied from Feeling's original design, which is a really good idea, I think. So very nice indeed. Swing it out and there's your drinks. We have the main isolator underneath, and we've got a really nice sized chart table here. Let's see if I can open it with one hand. There we go. Lots of room inside there for your pencils, rubbers, dividers, chewing gum, etc., etc. Handles around it as well. So as per the galley, which we'll just look at again, we've got something to hang on to as we move around the boat, which is lovely, and even somewhere to keep your pencils from rolling about. Fantastic. We do have GPS down here. We've got the electrical the electric panel here, so everything you need to do to control your electrics down here. Stereo set into the bulkhead up there, and we've got a VHF and a speaker down here and more shelving. So all very good, and reasonably close to the companionway, so we can step out and talk to the helm if you want to. And also reasonably close to the galley, so we can pass cups of tea over, no problem at all. Very important. Right then, let's open this door, the magic door to the day heads. So there we go. Again, a nice useful compartment. We've got a manual head there with a seat that comes down for use at sea, etc. We have more shelving behind for your toilet rolls and bits and pieces you don't want to fall out. This, I think, is your hanging locker, so it looks like we can hang stuff up there and drip dry it. And we've also got a sink against the after bulkhead with a shower attachment too. Very nice, something to hang on to in front of the sink, storage inside, and of course we've got the opening hatch there, which is great in a compartment like this, and has its own blind. I think all of the hatches on this boat have got blinds, which is really going to be useful. Love the way that the door's been, you know, we have a curved compartment here, so a curved door, absolutely love it. So really sets the boat off well. So let's open this door, and that will take us into the port aft cabin. Slightly different arrangement for the starboard aft, because you've got the heads compartment protruding here, whereas in the other compartment we have got the sort of little ensuite sink. But let's move inside and have a look. So we've got a nice cupboard unit there, fiddle shelf above, another fiddle shelf with another drinks holder there, and I think we have just as many windows and hatches in this compartment as well, which is always lovely in an aft compartment. And if I just sit down on the seat here, which is very comfortable, looking after, you can see we've got a lovely long wide berth, and this height here isn't too bad at all, so it'll only be your legs down there, but plenty of room to sit and get changed, etc. at this end of the bed. Very good. And then if I just look in here, if I can do it with one hand, you can see that we've got the engine sitting inside there, so we've got good access for the port side, good access to the starboard side, and also good access to the front and back side. So that's almost 360 access to the engines, which your engineer will definitely thank you for. So this has been Tim from Boatshed Yacht Brokers, just taking you for a quick look around the interior of this Feeling 416. If you'd like any more information, just go to boatshedbrighton.com and you'll find lots more pictures, videos and virtual reality. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day.